Well, the recent deluge in Chennai has unleashed a torrent of anger among residents, with elected officials facing the brunt of their frustration. In scenes that echo the rising floodwaters, residents have confronted their representatives, demanding basic amenity, swift action and accountability. In flood-ravaged Perambur, Priya Rajan, the mayor of Chennai, found herself surrounded by a sea of angry residents. The locals demanded answers. The lack of basic necessities, disruption of services and the indignity of delayed responses to tragedies fueled their rage. They cried to the mayor in desperation and despair, questioning why Mrs. Rajan ignored an area where she is an elected mayor. The scenes were no different in Pulyantope when DMK MLA Parantamen visited the submerged streets of Pulyantope. He was met by a different kind of anger. For 6 days, residents had waded through sewage-laden water, their pleas for help falling on deaf ears. They rejected all sort of aid given by the local MLA, saying they're self-reliant and needed no help. On the other hand, Congress MLA Hassan Maulana's attempt to visit the cyclone-affected areas of Velachery was also abruptly cut short. The angry residents, their faces etched with disappointment, refused to let the MLA pass. They questioned his absence when they needed him the most. His delayed arrival, a bridge too far, cemented their resolve to build their own walls against neglect. Well, none of the netas was spared by the tormented flood victims. For 6 days, they claimed no elected representative visited or offered them any help. And when they did, netas were confronted over their apathy and callous attitude.
The administration was fully prepared, but this kind of rainfall, when you receive something like 45 centimeter to 70 centimeter over a period of 36 hours, 36 to 40 hours continuously, I am afraid that any preparation may fail. So we were fully prepared. We had issued warnings. And not only that, just before the cyclone we started these preparations. We started the preparation for such kind of extreme weather events some 2 years ago, and we constructed a lot of infrastructure network of the stormwater drain to the great extent that has helped in rapid drainage of the water. But yes, there are many pockets in the city that water drains slowly because of the natural gradient and carrying capacity of the various drainage systems. So that is a geographical issue.
Well, we've opened our call-in lines. Our viewers continue to dial us in. Now we have Narayan Subramaniam from Chennai calling us this evening. Mr. Subramaniam, yes, tell us what you think. You know, you're speaking from Chennai, so no one better than you to actually tell us about the ground story and why there is so much anger against elected officials today.
Because the officials, one thing is that the greedy officials who has given permitted to build the concessions in the relevant area, they should not have constructed these sci-fi story buildings. Because where will the water go? They get huge money from the builders and they simply construct these flat sci-fi story flats, and people will go there and stay there without thinking their future, what befalls on them. These stories have been going on for the past 5 years. Every month, every year, this repeats, going on. And every ruler, every other MLA or chief minister, whatever, may they come and give false promise. Now, this is the time, now we are seeing that people are getting very much agitated and opposing all the MLAs, and even they should go and sit before the chief minister's house now. They should not allow him to go out. This is the way people should react to the authorities. First of all, why they have given these hi-fi stories to build construction? Can't they think that this problem will in the future? This is a very bad idea by corporation, and they have never thought about the future, what will happen. And still the building constructions are going on. Where will the water go? Water has to go somewhere else to release it. Now here, where will the water go now? So it is coming to the streets, buildings, everything.
Okay,
That
you're
is
telling
my
us
concern.
Chennai has had a long history of clogged stormwater drains due to poor design, and nothing is being done about it, and that explains this kind of anger. Thank you, sir, for speaking to us. We have Mr. Subramaniam calling us from Chennai once again. Mr. Subramaniam, good evening. Yes, tell us about what's going on there and why so much anger.
The current government was absolutely unprepared for this. They were only busy trying to pose for the cameras and diverting attention. They did nothing for the infrastructure. And whatever the contract that was given, I don't think those contractors have done their job either. It is now that they have realized that the public is angry, so they're just coming out trying to, honeycoat whatever things are. And it's highly corrupt. Let's be honest about it. They have done nothing about it.
Okay.
It's so corrupt.
Okay. It's not as though they were caught unaware. They've been very aware of these problems that continue to reoccur and have completely been caught napping. Thank you, sir, for speaking to us. Let's quickly open this up with our experts as well. Joining us this evening, we have BJP spokesperson Madhuvanti Arun with us, along with Mr. Jagdishwaran. Mr. Jagdishwaran, you heard it from people of Chennai, first up, coming out and speaking of what the problems have been and how they've existed for years altogether and nothing has been done about it. They say, the government starts swinging into action, political representatives start swinging into action right ahead of elections, else the story is the same.
Oh, the story is the same, but I wouldn't say nothing has happened. Things have been happening. Be it any ruling, being ADMK or DMK. Things have been happening, and every time they used to spend for stormwater drains and to expand Kuvam as well as Adayar as well as Kasastalai and Buckingham Canal. But things are not at a very faster pace, one thing. And the other thing is, it was, corporation didn't do a good work before the cyclone. I would say probably after the cyclone, they are putting all their efforts to rescue people, to clear the water. But before the cyclone, there was not much preparation from the corporation as well as from the government. That is a big issue, because during the cyclone, one thing that unexpected happened is that the water was not going into the sea, because people said because of cyclone. But it's been 6 days now. Even after 6 days, if water is not draining into your drains, then there is a huge problem that your drains are not proper. It is not connected well with the sea and whatever it has to go. And people will be angry when you don't get electricity for 6 days, 7 days, when you don't get good food, when you're in drainage, people will obviously be angry. They will get out the MLAs, they will get out the representatives.
So what has been done to ensure they're not angry the next time around, sir? Because cyclones are not new to Chennai, let's say.
Yeah, of course. Cyclones are not new. This will happen to any city. We have been seeing in all the cities that it's happening every time, and we start blaming politicians, because people expect politicians to do work and they're not doing enough. Even now, the Chief Secretary said...
I'm great there's an admission of that, Mr. Jagdishwaran, but it really needs to come in from those, seated in power and those who actually need to pull up their socks and act in time. Ms. Madhuvanti, how would you want to react? Because, there's a lot of anger and, of course, BJP using it to its own advantage. But the people are highly angry, so much so that they're refusing help. Imagine, you're struggling for the last 1 week, and when aid and help is being provided to you, you're not willing to take it because it's coming at the wrong time, perhaps.
Good evening to you and to my fellow panelists here. Let's not go into political blame games. That is not the need of the hour at this point in time. And I can definitely say the BJP is not taking anything to its advantage. The scenario is very, very clear, and you can see it. The work that was said, that they had completed 90% of the work and 4,000 crores have been spent, and that when it rains, within 30 minutes, the water will drain out. None of this has happened. which is why the people are in disarray. Because this was a huge press meet that was given 1 month ago by the Honorable Minister along with the Mayor of Chennai saying, do not worry, whatever be the cyclone, however hard it hits Chennai, nothing is going to happen, you will be kept safe. Now that is the anger of the people today because they are not safe. There is water, there is knee-deep water, and no area in Chennai is spared. Let's for a second not think that Poise Garden is safer than North Madras. It is the same condition everywhere. And there is no relief work happening on time. Nobody has gone to give people even milk packets.
Absolutely. Imagine in today's day and age, where there are means of reaching out to people in trouble, nothing has been done about it for days at length, and that's why there is so much anger. And we have so many people, ma'am, this evening calling from Chennai. We want to go across to them as